Um, Hi friends. This is like, I feel like this is gonna be like an unofficial podcast episode, but way less, like very unofficial. I don't know really what I'm doing, but my current location is Norfolk, Virginia, I believe. Um, yeah, we're playing a match tomorrow against Old Dominion, and so we left Boone this morning at 6:30, and we drove for what felt like 8 hours, but we drove. It was like 6.5, I think, to here, and then we practiced, and then we came to a hotel. So I'm mostly just recording this because I'm trying to post an episode and it's taking forever. Like let me just talk to you about it because I've had this episode in my phone it's my fault obviously, but I had this episode in my phone since December last year. Like, when did I leave? Like mid-December ish. Not even like beginning of December. I had this episode and I was like, oh, I'm gonna post it like when I have time. And then I didn't, and I'm like, well, now I'm here, let me just do it and post it. So, and it's a video episode, so those ones usually take. Oh, okay. The video episodes just take longer. Um, so yeah, I'm just here sitting with my laptop out. I've kind of just been not rotting, but rotting essentially on the TV, like on my phone. Um, yeah, I have a room to myself, which is nice. I mean, I love my teammates, but it is sometimes nice to have a room to yourself because you can actually, I don't know what it is about having a room to yourself because I do spend not almost every day of my life with roommates, which I love. Like, it's actually so fun, but it is kind of nice sometimes to be alone. Not to be like, oh, moody and dark or whatever, but yeah. So I'm here. There's really nothing much to this video. I'm kind of just like waiting for this episode to upload. It's on 40%. So yeah. Trying to think, what else can I talk to you about? Well, we play a match tomorrow, as I said, against Old Dominion. And then we don't play on Saturday, and then we play on Sunday, and then we'll go back to Boone on. No, I lie. On Sunday, yeah, on Sunday morning. Oh, Sunday morning, like Sunday afternoon. So yeah, I mean, we're just chilling. It's kind of crazy. The end of the season is near, which is wild. Like I was saying in one of my episodes that this season hasn't felt like much has happened in a weird way. Like, yes, we've played a bunch of matches, but also it hasn't felt like I've done anything either. The season and the semester, I mean, in terms of school, it's been very eventful, but I don't know, it's just been feeling really, I don't know, just different. And we have like, after this weekend, we'll only have 4 matches left. 4 matches left of season, which is essentially 2 more weeks. And then comes conference tournament, and then hopefully postseason, and then we're done. And then it's summer. So, yeah, I'm going home. You know what? I actually need to start looking at flights. I was gonna do that today, but I obviously forgot. But I was gonna do that today. I'm gonna start looking for flights to go home, and flights to go to Malibu. Going back to Malibu for a second time. Yeah. So yeah, it's actually crazy. And then I'll be a senior. I always tell myself, well, I didn't always tell myself, but I don't know. I've always had this idea of doing like a senior year documentary, which I probably will do, but more low stakes type beat, because as you know, I've had 2 failed documentaries it's on the podcast, whatever, but I am currently working on, I don't know why I call it a documentary, but just like, let me call it a big video. I'm currently working on like a big video with regards to music, which I'm really excited about. Like, it's like no stakes, it's just like really fun. I'm trying to, wait, it's on my other phone, sorry. But I have, wait, let me actually try to find it here. But like, and then I'm gonna make a senior year video. Oh, see? Guys, look here. Can you see that? Senior year doc. But then there's a song, you know, there's this song, Senior Year, by the Runarounds. It's called Now It's Gone into Senior Year. Like, that's gonna be the video. Like, I'm posting my, like, Instagram. Whereas, actually, I don't know. Whereas the documentary itself would be like a mix of like video and talking. Guys, love the vision, love the vision. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. And also it feels like a redemption situation because of my 2 failed documentaries. Speaking of music, how's that going? It's not really going at the moment. I'm not in like a slump, but I got my guitar fixed and it's been like 2 weeks since I've played. So I got my guitar back last week and I just haven't like taken it out of the case because, to be fair, like I'm hardly in, I'm like trying to explain myself to you, but I'm like hardly in my dorm room these days because I'm just like out and about working and stuff like that. So I really want to get into it this week. Start playing again, playing my songs, posting my songs, posting the whole album. I've kind of like, I'm so over like trying to record a song. I know it sounds really bad, but like I'm just gonna record it on like voice recordings and then, I don't know, post it on YouTube or something. Like I feel like I have this like perfectionist brain of like, I have this idea and then I want to make it as best as possible and perfect as possible. But then I did that with the one song and I just realized how out of my depth I was. And also I just, you know, when people say like, let's say, hold on, okay, let's say like I'm trying to record a song and they say, well, you can just, you know, do what you can with what you have and, you know, it'll be great, whatever. Yeah, I've obviously like, okay, number one, what I have is very little, but I'm really taking that, not with a grain of salt, but like I'm really taking that do what you can with what you have, like seriously, in the sense that I don't know how to like produce music and do all this stuff on like, you know, like what's the thing called GarageBand? Like I don't have that. And so it's like, how am I supposed to teach myself how to produce music if I don't have the thing? And then it's like, well, there's so many other apps out there that can help you. And then I get the apps and then I have to pay monthly to use most of the tools. I'm just like so over it. So I'm just like, no. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna record a video, sing my song, and then post the video. And then make an album or the documentary about making the album. And that's gonna be it. You know? So yeah, that's my spiel about that. Actually, no. Yeah. Okay, I have a whole other thing, but yeah, so the music is not going great. But yeah, I'll hopefully next week I can get into it again, because I've been looking back on like my videos, and I don't know if this makes me like a narcissist or something, but like looking back of videos of myself, especially doing things that bring me a lot of joy, and things that I love, like that makes me really happy and that motivates me so much to continue doing said things. So I was like, a couple days ago, or like for a while now, I've been looking at like videos of myself, watching videos of myself playing guitar and like singing my songs, and it just made me really happy. And I'm like, oh, I kind of miss that. So I'm just like, what's stopping me from continuing to do that, and like my piano journey, wanting to do that and continue that. Like, yeah, I can play like 2 things on the piano. The one I kind of forgot, I need to relearn, but I See the Light from Tangled I can kind of play, and then the Engagement Party from, what's it called, La La Land, I can kind of play, but I want to learn the whole thing. But yeah, you know, what else is going on? What's cooking? What's going on? Oh, wait. I saw this note on my phone, and I was like, oh, let me read it to you. So that's what I'm gonna do while I wait for this thing to post. Okay. This is, I wrote this, oh, okay, I guess I wrote this this year, but I feel like I wrote this, I was looking at a photo of myself. Once again, okay, I promise I'm not obsessed with myself. I mean, I love me, but okay. And I wrote this is so weird, but it says, people of the sea. What? Sorry. People of the sea, like an ocean I oversee, blank, each I am eager to meet. Honestly, I could not tell you what that means in the context of that. What else? Ooh. This is one, oh yeah. I wrote this, put me at ease. Ooh, okay, sorry. I'm just saying random stuff now. This is a note I wrote earlier this year. I guess let's just use it as a bit of a motivation moment, some random motivation for you, okay? I don't read this every day, but I read it often when I'm on my phone. But it says, look, 2026, keep going. I think I get easily discouraged if I don't see the results I want or expect, especially if I believe I put in the work or have been so consistent and do what is required. So I'm gonna try let go of that, and no matter what, just keep going. No matter what, just keep going. That's the message of 2026. And then I have like this screenshot on my phone that I think about. It says keeping on, and it was this one tennis player that just wrote it, and I was like, you're so right. Like, keeping on, you know, because it's hard out here. Like it be hard in these streets. I'm kidding, not in these streets. Like, I can acknowledge like life is hard, yes, and I go through hard things, but honestly, like, there are a lot of other difficult things happening in this world, you know. Anyway, what else? City of stars, oh, you shining just for me. City of stars, there's so much, but I can't, I can talk about the podcast a bit. It's going well. I feel like I'm back in a good groove. Oh, I feel like I'm in a good, oh gosh, yeah, I feel like I'm in a good groove. Excuse me, of like posting and really doing it because I enjoy it. And I think ultimately the goal for me with the podcast is, like, in a couple of years time, like, how old am I now? I'm 21 years old, which is crazy actually. I don't know. Guys, okay, so I caught myself, I was listening to one of my episodes again. This is making me sound like a narcissist, but like, I was listening to one of my episodes and I caught myself saying that I was 22, and I was like, oh, I know it's not that much of a difference, but like, I'm not 22 obviously, but I was like, dang, I'm gonna be 22. And I'm kind of like saying I'm 21 now, and I realized that I'm actually pretty young. You know what I mean? Not that I ever thought that I was old, but I'm actually kind of young. I'm 21. I'm 21. You know. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh my gosh. What was I saying? The podcast, enjoying it. Oh, okay. Oh, this is what I was saying. Oh, I'm 21, and I like the idea of being able to, no, sorry. restart. I like the idea of like in a couple of years' time, like when I'm 30 or something, being able to look back on my podcast and be like, whoa, you know, that's a lot of life. You know what I mean? Like I started the podcast when I was 16, I think. 16 or 15, I don't know. 16, I'm 21 years old now. And by the time I'm 30, I'm not going to do that math right now, but that's a long time. Like that's a long time. And I just like being able to look back. Oh, obviously, like I don't know what the internet's gonna look like then, but like that's why I have journals. But like being able to look back on the episodes and like listen to my like 17-year-old self is gonna be so trippy to me, but also really cool. And to take it a step further, for like if I have children and maybe when I have kids, that they're able to like go into that as well and be like, whoa, this is what my mother was like when she was 16. And it's just like weird. I don't know, it's just really weird to me. I don't know, it's weird, but it's also really cool, like having my life documented from me, by me, like out there in the world. I don't know, I just think it's really cool. So that's what's been like exciting to me lately with the podcast, and that's what makes it really fun. And also like it's just so like, you know what, this is something I've been thinking about, and I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but I said it so much that actually, yes, I did in the something new episode. Actually, like you can do whatever you want. Now I say that carefully because I'm not saying go like do illegal stuff and don't be like a criminal or whatever, but like in terms of having goals and dreams and big dreams, like you can do whatever you want. Like you can actually do whatever you want. Like whatever people, and obviously like there's a lot of steps that need to be taken to do said thing, but you can do whatever you want. For example, like I can be a doctor if I want to. What do I need to do to become a doctor? I need to study, I need to go to school, I need money, I need maybe sponsorships or scholarships. But ultimately, the thing that you want to do still is possible and rings true. Like you can be a doctor. You know what I mean? And I think thinking about it now, like how do I say? If I wanted to say in terms of like career or like hobbies or whatever, like I think sometimes even me, like I could get discouraged by the process and the steps necessary to get to where you want to be, because it's so hard. Like it is hard. Like if I think about being a tennis player, professional tennis player, like it's hard, like hard work day in, day out. And there's a certain amount of money and things you need to do. Like it's hard, you know? But it's possible, you know? And I can do hard things. But if I'm, you know, thinking back to the podcast, like, I can do whatever I want. Like, I can have a podcast if I want to. And I don't have to necessarily have a reason as to why I have the podcast. But I do think it is important to have that for yourself. That, like, why do I have the podcast? Like, why do I keep podcasting, you know? Just so that it doesn't become this, like, well, not that it's bad if something is mindless, but, like, just so that you keep doing it for the right, quote-unquote, right reasons, if that makes sense. You know, and for me, it's, like, it's so fun. Like, it's so fun, and I like, not that I'm obsessed with myself, but like, I like being able to look back. Like, sometimes I catch myself listening to my own episodes and maybe taking my own advice of, like, maybe I speak about something in an episode, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting that I thought about that thing maybe that way, and maybe I said something about it and I kind of use that. Or I listen to an episode and I'm like, huh, that's so weird that I thought about that thing in that way. This is how I think about it now. And just even like acknowledging how I've changed over the years, or how I have developed is really cool, you know? So ultimately it is for me, but I would be lying if I said that I didn't like 100% care if people listen to it or not. Because obviously, like, the hope, I wouldn't say it's the goal, but the hope is that maybe someone in a similar situation, or someone going through a tough time, or someone just looking for something to listen to, whatever the reason may be, finds the podcast and just enjoys the company. Like, if that's what the podcast serves for you and that person, then that's cool too. Like, for me, I have like YouTubers and like podcast player people that I don't necessarily listen to for like life advice, but just because I enjoy listening to them and hearing them speak and telling stories. Like, I just like that form of entertainment to me is so, oh, it's so comforting. Like, I love that stuff. So I guess the hope is that if I could be that for someone or some people, I mean, that's cool too. But if not, that's okay too, and trying not to get, super hung up on like that, like numbers and stuff like that, but it's also kind of crazy because I would lie if I haven't gotten to a point where it's like, because I'm not gonna lie here and say it's a lot of work, please. Like, like for me, like some people put a lot of effort and actual work into like podcasts and their creative endeavors or whatever. And I'm not saying that I don't. I care about the podcast. I do my research sometimes, but a lot of the time it's just me speaking about my life. So it's just even like, I can't even compare to like what some people actually do. So for me to like lie down here and be like, it's a lot of work. Like, for me personally, it's not a lot of work. But do I put in effort? Yes, because I care. But yeah. What was I saying? Sorry, I can't lost track of thought. Oh, in terms of like work, like there are actual people with podcasts out there who like put in, who have like full on production. This is not that. I am not that. So yeah, but I've had moments like where I'm like, how many episodes? I'm like at 405 episodes now, and I've seen no. It's hard to think like, let's say I've seen no like progress, but then it makes me ask the question like, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Like, what am I searching for in terms of progress? Am I searching for numbers? Am I searching for recognition, popularity, whatever the heck it may be? But yeah, ever since I've kind of thought about that, like 50 episodes ago, I've kind of just like stopped and just like posted the podcast and like, it's all good vibes. It's all good vibes. It's not that deep. At the end of the day, it's not that deep. Because at the end of the day, what I'm gonna have is stories, and that's cool. I like that. I don't know. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm not watching hockey but there's hockey on the TV. But I thought there was gonna be basketball because it is March Madness. But it turns out it's just hockey, and I don't care for hockey, ice hockey at all. No offense. What else? What else should we chat about while I wait? Or maybe we'll just lie here together. I don't know. I just thought about this thing, but there's something I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if it's my neck or if it's my back, but I think it's both. But like, I have like this, I think it's a nerve thing, but I kind of tweaked my back. It feels like 2 days ago because it's been going on for like 2 days. And every time I sit up straight and I bend my neck like this, I get like this sharp pain. It runs all the way down my back. And I'm just like, ah. Also, my body has just been failing me. Like, I had this thought. a couple days ago. Like every time we come back from practice, or every time we come back from a match, my body's in shambles. Like my body is finished, and I feel it. I'm like pleading to you, but like I feel it every time I walk. Like every time I walk, I can feel my knees slowly like degrading. My legs are just like, I say my body's just waiting to give out. Like there will be a day, obviously like when I die, but it feels like I'm about to, it just feels like I'm about to like collapse. Like my body's gonna fail me. Like my legs. Like if you don't know, that is the episode that I'm posting right now. Well, but I've spoken about it, but I got a surgery, in November? So that's December, January, February, March. Oh, wow. Like 4 months ago now. On my meniscus, like a meniscus trim, because I had like a little tear in my meniscus. And I basically recovered in like a month and a half, pretty much a month and a half. And then I was back on the court, and it's obviously much better, like, but my leg, like as I lie here, so I have this pain in the front of my knee. Not that you need to know this, but I have this pain in the front of my knee, and every time I lie down, I get like this stinging pain, and it's actually unbearable. Well, it's not unbearable because I'm still alive, but it is so sore. Oh, guys. And I just get reminded every single time how my body is just failing me. Like, failing me. But at the same time, it's also doing so much for me. Like, so much for me. So I'm actually so grateful for this body. I don't give it enough credit because, geez, like, oh. A part of me is like, I cannot wait for this season to be over so that I can properly recover. Yeah, but also I still want to be in season because I enjoy it, obviously. But I'm just like, I need to stop. I need to stop. Anyway, that's me physically. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak about my issues because it's boring. But I have been like struggling lately with just mentally. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think that's kind of the point, is like I don't know what's going on. I'm in a better place now, but I think I was just struggling. Like I don't know how to explain it. It sounds so like weird, and I was gonna speak to someone about it, but then she didn't have availability, so I was just like, okay, whatever. But it kind of relates to this thing that I read. You know, the thing that I read about just keep going. It kind of relates to that in the sense that I feel like I've been pushing / working really hard at a lot of things, like whatever, and thinking and just like doing my best in every way, and I just haven't been seeing the results that I want or expect, and that's left me very disappointed. And oh my gosh, actually I had this crazy dump on my phone. Oh wait, did I write this? Hold on. Okay, I have another thing to read. But I had this crazy dump on my phone like a month ago maybe. We came back from this this trip, and I was like going through it. I was saying somewhere that I feel like I've been tested a lot this season in many ways, and it's really made me question like what I believe in and where my ethic comes from, and yeah, whatever. And I know now obviously, but it's just been tested pretty heavily. But yeah, it's just like, it's, you know, the thing, and it doesn't have to only apply in sport, but like maybe you're working at something in your life, and you are actually doing your best, and you are kind of looking for a certain, not incentive, but like work, you know, the things like work hard equals winning or whatever, but you're looking for a certain result and you don't get that, and you think it's gonna come eventually if you keep working hard, but like you keep working hard and you still don't see that. And I was left with a lot of disappointment and just disappointment, honestly, and sadness. And I had this dump on my phone. Sometimes, like, when I don't have a journal, I kind of just like type whatever's in my head in my phone notes. And it was not brutally honest, but it was just like, whoa, and it's just like, I said a lot of things about what I believe about myself, what I want to achieve, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, whatever. I just saw this note and I wanted to read it to you. So this is kind of wow. Okay. Okay, not to gas myself too much, but I should really write this somewhere and like stick it in my room or something. But it says, give me the courage to fail and be embarrassed and the strength to get up and try again and again and again, to never stop trying. And it's hard. Like, I had this conversation with someone. Guys, wait, someone's learning. I had this conversation with someone in relation to this topic of like, it's so easy to it's really easy to I'm just going blank, but it's really easy to not show up, and it's really easy to quit and not try, but it's harder to, like, regardless of what's going on, keep showing up and keep putting in the hard work and keep trying your best, like keep giving your 100% every single time at whatever thing you're working at. And actually, I want to read you a Bible verse, pull out some scripture for you, because that's kind of what I've been struggling with lately. And I'm just like, I don't know. My friend kind of described, and it's really tiring. Like, and I had this really good conversation. Oh gosh, good conversation with my friend. And I was just like, we were speaking about it. I was like, she gave me a word, and it was weary. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. And she was like, being tired or whatever. And I was like, that's exactly how I feel. Because it is tiring to give your 100% all the time, every day, and work hard and like push yourself every single day and not kind of get anything in return, when in fact you are getting something. Anyway, but like, you know what I mean. Let me read you this verse. I can't remember what the verse was, but it was like, produce character and produce steadfastness. Okay. Oh, there we go. Romans 5, 3-5. Let me read it to you. Jeez. Okay, wait. So I'm reading two versions. So the ESV version reads, wait, hold on. This version reads basically, we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, steadfastness, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. There's also another verse, if not Ephesians, it's James, that says something about wait, let me read you this Romans 1 first. And I think James 1 is like, delight, I don't know, something, whatever. Okay, it says, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. And hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured out into our hearts through the Holy Spirit, who He has given to us. That's a really good one. I like that verse. And then this is also a good verse. James, James 1? James 1:5? Wait, is it James? Consider it joy when suffering. That's how it sounds. Consider, oh, there we go. Wait, what? Consider it, yeah, James 1:2 was trials and temptations. James 1:2-4. It says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. So those are really good verses I lean on and to lean on if, you can do with that what you will in times of struggle. And then there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Anyway, I think this is done. Yes! Oh my gosh, finally I can go to sleep. Okay. Dang it, I'm kind of annoyed because I was going to say something else, but I forgot. But yeah, those two verses really help me and anchor me, especially when it's, when it's tough in the trenches, guys. It's tough in those trenches, but yeah. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. This is a random pivot, but I was singing a song. So I recently, now I've had the recent thought about this because I'm a grown woman, kind of. I'm 21 years old, as I've said, and I don't know if it's appropriate for me to still love Disney stuff as much as I do. That makes sense. I don't know, I just realized, but at the same time, I'm just let me be me. Let me enjoy the things I want to enjoy, the things that I like. Okay, the reason why I say this is because I was watching the Descendants and Zombies World Collide tour, concert special, and I remember when they were actually on the tour, that, they were posting, and I was kind of following whatever. So I was kind of following while it was happening. But then they posted the concert special a while ago, and I was I'm gonna watch this whole thing. And I'm watching it genuinely, hearing all those songs. I didn't necessarily grow up on Zombies, but I watched it when I was in, I want to say grade 9, 10, there around about, and I just was obsessed with the music and whatever. My explanation for Zombies is that it's not great. I'll be honest, it's not fantastic, cinema, but it's not bad either. But how I describe it is it's so bad it's good kind of thing. But I did grow up with Descendants and stuff like that, so them together, I was yeah. Anyway, so I watched it and I was genuine pure joy watching it. I'm singing the song and my friend, my roommate is looking at me and I'm just at what point does it become embarrassing to love Disney this much at this grown age? But in my head I'm let me be me. But also I was thinking about how old these people are. And to be fair, a lot of that cast is not my age, but not far from me. I think some of them are 19, some of them 18, and I'm 21, so it's not that far from me, but some of them are 16. I think the one actress 16 or something, and all the people, sorry, I should stop touching my face, but all the people that were in that crowd watching are children, children with their parents. There was some teenage girls, but it's 14 years old, and I'm that's young. And then I'm not gonna take it a step further because no, but I'm just at what point is it it's not cute anymore, but I love it. And I'm just singing these songs. I'm like literally in the shower. I was like, Lord, live, having some fun. We do what we want. There's so many ways to be wicked. Guys, stop. Like, I forgot about that song. I was like, I was like, where's that from? Like, I know that, but I didn't remember. But it's from Descendants 2. And I rewatched Descendants 2. I was like, I forgot how good this was. I was like, this is my childhood. Anyway, and then even like Zombies 4. I mean, that's like, you know. But the music, the place to be, stop. Don't mess with us. Stop. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So it's like, at what point does it become like embarrassing that I'm at this grown age still on that Disney grind, you know? But no judgment here. Anyway, I'm gonna say goodnight. I guess this can be the first of like a late night talking thing. I don't know how long this has been going on for, but my video has finally uploaded, so I can post the episode. You guys can go see it. It's really old. I was kind of listening to it being like, but I just need to know it's out there. Okay, goodbye for real. I'm gonna drink my water now. Okay. Welcome to the night side, light side. It's better on the bright side, bright side. And now we're the most unforgettable. The line of saying, wow, y'all regrettable. This is the place to be. No. Guys, okay, goodbye. Goodbye, actually.